Imagine looking up at the sun tomorrow and noticing something impossible. It is there. But it has suddenly gone completely dark. No explosion. No warning. The sun simply stops producing light and heat. For about 8 minutes, nobody would notice anything. That is because sunlight takes roughly 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to Earth. So the last sunlight would continue reaching us even after the sun switched off. Then suddenly, daylight would disappear. The sky would become dark, even though Earth was still in daytime. But darkness would be only the beginning. The sun is Earth's main source of energy. Without sunlight, Earth's surface would begin cooling almost immediately. The oceans would slow the temperature drop because water stores enormous amounts of heat, but land would cool much faster. Within days, temperatures would begin falling dramatically. Plants would face an even bigger problem. Without sunlight, photosynthesis would stop. Plants could no longer produce energy from sunlight. Crops would begin dying, and ecosystems would start losing their primary energy source. Animals would struggle too. Herbivores depend on plants. Carnivores depend on herbivores. As the food chain collapsed, survival would become increasingly difficult. But Earth would not freeze instantly. And humans would adapt. But there would be another terrifying change. The sun does not only provide light and heat. Its gravity keeps Earth in orbit. If the sun simply stopped producing light but kept its mass, Earth would continue orbiting normally. However, if the sun somehow disappeared completely, something very different would happen. Earth would no longer orbit the sun. It would continue moving through space in a straight path, carrying the moon and everything on the planet with it. Meanwhile, the planets would become dark worlds traveling through space. The temperature would continue falling. Eventually, much of Earth's surface would become frozen. The oceans would begin freezing from the top, although deep water could remain liquid for a very long time because of geothermal heat and the insulating effect of ice. The atmosphere could eventually change too. Some gases would freeze or fall out of the atmosphere as temperatures dropped far below anything humans experience today. But life would not necessarily disappear completely. Microorganisms living deep underground, around geothermal vents, or in other protected environments could survive. And humans might survive too, if civilization could build enormous artificial habitats powered by energy sources other than the sun. So would Earth become a frozen, lifeless planet? Not immediately. The first minutes would bring darkness. The first days would bring severe cooling. The following months and years would transform Earth's ecosystems. Over much longer periods, the surface could become an icy world where sunlight no longer exists. And perhaps the strangest part is this. The sun would still look perfectly normal for several minutes after it stopped shining. 8 minutes of ordinary daylight would separate us from one of the greatest changes Earth could ever experience. So the next time you see a sunrise, remember what you are actually seeing. You are seeing energy that traveled across space for millions of kilometers just to reach Earth. Without it, our blue planet would slowly become dark, cold, and frozen. The sun isn't just a bright object in the sky. It is the energy source that powers almost everything we know. And if it suddenly turned off, Earth would keep moving. Life would struggle. And the world we recognize would slowly disappear into darkness.